Hi, my name is Mary. Today FM plays the best music in Lambasa. Today FM rocks.
My name is Thomas. I'm here in Nakasi and I like to listen to Today FM because it rocks.
My name is Milenia. Today FM rocks here in Singatoka.
My name is Alfripi and Today FM rocks here in Tavua.
My name is Mary Jane. I love listening to Today FM here in Ba. Today FM rocks.
My name is Ilaiti Ambal and I love listening to Today FM. Today FM rocks here in Osur.
Today's hit music on Today FM.
In the news tonight, President has power to set election date. PAFCO workers claim unfair working conditions. And Grace Road operations continue despite founder's arrest.
From the studios of FBC Suva, Jackie Smith.
President Yochi Kondrote has the right to dissolve Parliament and issue a writ of election if the Prime Minister does not advise him on when to do this before October 6th. Election Supervisor Mohammed Sini made this comment after an NGO group called Media Watch released a statement suggesting that the general election will take place on the 26th of November. Ana Ravulo reports.
It is now my honor to declare the 2014 Parliament officially open.
The 6th of October will be the 4th anniversary of when Parliament was first seated. A statement by Media Watch Group suggests that elections will take place on the 26th of November. However, the Supervisor of Elections says this is incorrect. The statement says that a possible dissolution of Parliament was discussed as unlikely, as provided under Section 62 of the Constitution and in accordance with Section 58(3, may be done by the President through the support of at least 2/3 of the members of Parliament. It was discussed that under the current arrangement, this would require the opposition to vote with government.
That is also an incorrect assumption of the Constitution. The Prime Minister does not have to take it to Parliament. It is the prerogative given to the Prime Minister by virtue of the President being the Prime Minister to advise His Excellency to dissolve Parliament at a particular date.
Sanim says that there are two ways to go about a writ of elections being announced by the President.
On the 6th of October 2018, if by then the Prime Minister has not advised the President to dissolve Parliament, then within 7 days of the 6th of October, the President can issue a writ automatically for Parliament to be dissolved and elections to take place. But if the Prime Minister advises the President before that date, then within 7 days of the advice, the President has to issue a writ.
Sanim says the report by the Media Watch Group lacks research and that the publication of the report is misleading and has misconceived the law. Ana Ravulo, FBC News.
Claims of workers being unfairly treated at the PAFCO fishing company in Levuka have been brought to the Prime Minister's attention. Complaints about unpaid working days, low wages and unhealthy working conditions were major issues discussed with Bainimarama. Ali Kimbia with the story.
Workers were vocal during a 3-hour Talanoa session with Bainimarama this week and expressed their disappointment with the operations of the company.
We've been told that there was increase of pay. We want to be paid $4 an hour.
We work 7 days but only get paid for 5 days.
Some of us are working here for almost 30 years, but still we can be permanent staff.
The response from the company to the issues raised by workers was not widely accepted.
I'm not quite sure what the problem is, but again, you know, HR is here all the time. If you have...
Genevieve says workers have to work hard as there are attempts by some people to move the company to Suva.
Locals and overseas people wanted PAFCO to close and move to Suva because it's cheaper.
During the Talanoa session, Prime Minister Burengin Bainimarama directed the company's CEO to meet with the workers every Friday to try and solve worker issues.
I have told the CEO to be here with you every Friday so that you people can tell him what's wrong with the operations of the company.
PAFCO currently employs over 1,000 people in Lomaiviti province. Ali Kimbia, FBC News.
The Grace Road group of companies continues to operate in Fiji unaffected by the recent arrest of the church's founder Shin Okju, along with 3 other leaders of the religious group. This amid more allegations that Okju subjected 400 of the church's followers from 2014 to ritual beatings. Maggie Boyle with the story.
With over 40 shops and restaurants scattered across the country, it's been business as usual for the Grace Road companies. This is despite mounting media coverage that Shin Ok-ju was arrested for allegedly incarcerating 400 of their followers here in Fiji, confiscating their passports and forcing them to take part in violent and bloody rituals. FBC News tried to approach some of the volunteers here to get their side of the story. However, we were directed to the church's headquarters. Questions sent to the Grace Road Group on the allegations of brutal assault have yet to be answered, the company maintaining that the claims against their founder are false. Meanwhile, the Attorney General Ayaside Kiyum confirms that while Grace Road has acquired a number of government contracts, their progress has not been affected.
We have not had any repercussions on any of the projects that they're currently undertaking. In the same way that the shops are all running, all the patisseries and the food outlets, they're all running, so all the businesses are running.
The church founder is accused of several offences, including confinement, assault and the exploitation of foreign currency. Maggie Boyle, FBC News.
Faith-based organisations have been the backbone to the establishment of many schools in the country. Education Minister Ayaside Kiyum says without their assistance, there would have been a shortage of schools and the government would have also struggled in the education sector. Kelly Vadala reports.
The Education Minister has praised faith-based organizations for supporting Fiji's future while officiating the groundbreaking ceremony of a new project at the Nasinu Sangam School in Narere.
Most of the schools essentially have been started by various faith-based organizations, by various community-based organizations. And if it weren't for these organizations, the government would have struggled right from independence time to actually cater for education for all our students.
TISI Sangam President Sarisivan Naikar says the $2 million project will provide more space for students.
We saw the need for expansion. As you all know, Nasinu is growing. And every year we have to send about 100 students back so that we are unable to accommodate in the school system. I can promise every parent sitting here that your children will be accommodated in better rooms from next year.
Nasinu Sangam School has close to 1,000 students with a roll number of 50 students per class. This new project, which starts in 2 weeks' time, will provide the school with 16 classrooms, 3 halls and even cater for more students in the future. Kelly Vadala, FBC News.
Still to come, Chinese medical vessel to provide free services and sugar cooperative to receive assistance to buy tractors. Details after the break.
Bula neva ngo malakai leloma ngo ngai nakas ondo magrong nam bula fem nam bandu ay nasere
Hoya ubasit sai lambasa ya ondo talita no warong nam bula fm nam bandu ay nasere
Gua do timeli ako na tao no hinga toka talita kina na warong nam bula fm nam bandu ay nasere
Wana tuma nam bula fm nam bandu ay nasere no
Na vengo fane na tao ngo singa toka kita ondo talita kana bula fm nam bandu ay nasere
Bula FM number 2 en seri.
A Chinese medical team from the Ark Peace will be deployed to Raiwanga, Makoi and Lami medical centres to provide services for Fijians who are unable to visit the vessel docked at the Suva port. The Chinese Navy hospital vessel arrived in the capital this morning to provide free screenings, treatments and medication for any illness from tomorrow. Rachel Nath was on board the vessel and filed this report.
The Ark Peace, which is here for the second time, has the ability to attend to 800 outpatients per day.
We have brought here 120 medical staffs. They are specialized in 18 different departments, and we have also different equipment, medical equipment for different examinations.
Over the next 7 days, consultations will be carried out jointly with Fijian doctors and the RFMF medical staff.
In Fiji, there are some military personnel who are studying in this academy, and some of them have already graduated. And this time we invited all the students who have studied.
Fijians have been encouraged to take advantage of the medical services available.
This mission is a mission of harmony. It's a mission of humanitarianism. It's a mission of peace. It's a mission of friendship.
The vessel is on its 7th global tour in the last decade and since then has had a 100% success rate for all its treatments. Rachel Nath, FBC News.
Prime Minister Vodafone Bainimarama says Fijians will feel the benefits of the government's new initiatives that have rolled out this week with the new financial year in place. Speaking at the Ra Provincial Council meeting today, Bainimarama says he's proud of the opportunities that have been created for Fijians to help themselves, their families and their communities. Felipe Naikaso has more.
Prime Minister Vodafone Bainimarama has reiterated that initiatives announced during the national budget will benefit Fijians as it will build a stronger society.
It is the government's job to open doors for its people, and it's clear that today more doors are open than at any point in our nation's history. From our education revolution to the creation and growth of new industries and careers, it's truly never been a better time to be alive and to thrive in Fiji.
Bainimarama encouraged the people of Ra to take advantage of these initiatives.
That's why we have introduced a series of new initiatives aimed at empowering Fijians to purchase leases and buy or construct homes for the first time through the provision of thousands of dollars in government subsidies. And these programs are designed to provide the most assistance to those who need it most. For many Fijians living in Ra, this assistance will truly be life-changing.
Bainimarama also called on the people of Ra to know the facts and be wary of would-be politicians visiting villages to spread lies in the build-up to the general elections. Felipe Naikaso, FBC News.
It was good news for 22 registered sugar cooperatives who applied for assistance to purchase tractors and farming implements, as government has approved their request under the Farm Mechanization Initiative. The total cost of a tractor with implements is $115,000, of which $40,000 will be provided as a grant by the Ministry of Sugar, while $70,000 will be financed through an FDB loan. Felipe Naikaso has more.
These cane farmers will soon be purchasing their own tractors and farming implements to assist them as labor shortages continue to be a major challenge.
The sugar industry, last few years, we wanted to mechanize the industry. And the reason for mechanization largely is to do with labor shortage in the country.
Signing the agreement today meant that these cooperatives are expected to plant a total of 1,300 hectares and replant a total of 700 hectares of sugarcane in the next 3 years.
For the older days, they used to for the bullocks and take time for the farming, cultivating, prepare the farm. Now it's a mechanized farming. You can prepare the farm, your farm in 2 weeks' time.
This is something that we cane farmers really need, especially when we prepare the land, because it would take weeks to do so.
The total cost of the assistance to the 22 cooperatives is $1.17 million. Felipe Naikaso, FBC News.
In a bid to improve the services delivered to Fijians, the Employment Ministry launched their 5-year strategic development plan and operational plan for a year. Employment Minister Choneo Sumate says the ministry has also trained their staff to be mediators to better help resolve workplace disputes. Kritika Kumar reports.
The 5-year strategic development plan will set out a roadmap for the Employment Ministry to improve their services.
And we want to have all the staff here to make sure that as we go into the new year, this new financial year, that we start implementing these plans to make sure we can develop a better Fiji for all of our citizens.
The plan aims to achieve decent work and employment growth for the nation.
We're focusing on 8 key areas, which includes unemployment, women at work, the green jobs and the green economy, and using technology to enhance the workforce and enhance the workplace.
Employment Ministry's Permanent Secretary, Salaseni Donambuna says the plan will create green jobs.
Green jobs is the platform that has been explained about using climate change to effectively deliver in terms of the workforce.
Meanwhile, several departments under the ministry were presented with ISO certificates to encourage officials to improve their services. Kritika Kumar, FBC News.
In sports later with Jamie, a new initiative has been launched to combat violence against women and girls in sports. But up next is Rachel with business.
Thanks, Jackie. Good evening, and coming up after the break. Vodafone admits facing poor network coverage. And in growing Fiji, new recycle bins to improve solid waste management. Stay with us.
Voila, I am Eleanor. For the best classic hits, I only listen to Gold FM here in Singapore. Gold FM, only the classic hits.
My name is Seni Rawa. I love listening to Gold FM here in Osuri. Gold FM, only the classic hits.
My name is Dino. I'm from Outrigger, Coral Coast, Singapore. I love listening to Gold FM, only the classic hits.
My name is Salote. I love listening to Gold FM here in Osuri. Gold FM, only the classic hits.
Bula, my name is Marida. Gold FM plays the best classics here in Outrigger, Singapore.
Gold FM, only the classic hits.
In business tonight, Vodafone Fiji has today admitted its network has been facing some intermittent issues over the last 2 months. Chief Executive Pradeep Lal says Vodafone has experienced a spike in customers, which required an upgrade to add more capacity. Here's more.
Vodafone says the recent network congestion faced by its customers was a result of the company upgrading its technology to give Fijians better services. There has been concerns raised by customers who say the recent network issues has affected them.
Sometimes in the weekends, mostly Saturday or even Sunday, since Saturday is a busy day, 7 to 10 the network drops. Yeah? So if we want to call our friend or someone, or like I'm a sole trader businessman, so it's hard to, because the call is not responded.
For network, sometimes it drops, and in a certain time, and it's very disappointing because we purchase our data. Me, it's internet services. I'm usually on. I usually use my money in data.
The Consumer Protection Agency looked into the matter following the mass numbers of concerns raised on social media platforms.
Also working with Vodafone, we tried to get proactive data from them. We find that there's about 1.1 million active subscribers that are there on the network, and we've also found that according to their system, while we're looking at records for the past few weeks, we've not noted any major anomaly.
The FCCC and Communications Ministry will work together to monitor all telecommunication companies to ensure the promised network coverage is maintained.
HFC Bank has launched its first saver account as part of the government's new initiative announced in the 2018-2019 national budget. Under this initiative, babies born on or after August 1st will receive a $1,000 grant under the Parenthood Assistance Payment. HFC General Manager Retail in Banking Tony Ram says under the requirements for the initiative, a new bank account will be opened under the baby's name, whilst the mother will act as a trustee.
This first saver account offers a very high interest rate of 2.5%. So it becomes a first savings account for the child, which earns a lucrative interest rate, and also it has no fees.
And we now join Sharon from HFC Bank with the latest from the foreign exchange market.
The US dollar held on to most of its gains this morning after the Federal Reserve issued an upbeat assessment of the world's biggest economy and stayed on course to gradually lift interest rates. US economic growth has been rising strongly, and their job market has also continued to strengthen. Meanwhile, Australia's June trade surplus showed a bigger than expected increase to $1.87 billion. Their exports posted a strong increase of 3%, while imports fell by 1%. In other news, the British pound changed a little ahead of the Bank of England's policy meeting later tonight. Market is widely expecting interest rates to be raised for the second time since the global financial crisis. And it'll be interesting to see how this impacts the market, if any at all. And that's all from me, Vinaka.
Thanks, Sharon. Taking a look at today's currency exchange rate set this morning for the Fijian dollar. It was a mixed day for the Fiji dollar, which was on the rise against the two major trading partners, that being Australia and New Zealand, as well as the euro, but it fell against the other currencies we cover. As for the commodities market, the price of oil dropped to just below $68 per barrel. Gold rose to $1,219 an ounce, and silver was down at $15.41 an ounce. And in growing Fiji tonight, solid waste around the Greater Suva area will be managed more effectively with the addition of 4 new recycling waste bins. The European Union handed over the bins to the Suva City Council this morning. Pranita Prakash reports these bins will be placed at My Suva Park, Ratusakuna Park and Thurston Garden.
Recycling will reduce the load on landfills by reusing materials instead of throwing them away.
By using a recycle bin, you will let your friends, neighbors and casual visitors know that you're doing your part to keep the environment clean and will set a positive example. Allow me dare saying that you will sleep easier at night with the knowledge that you are minimizing your carbon footprint and help cleaning up the earth, hence leaving a better world to your children.
Local Government Ministry's Permanent Secretary Joshua Wycliffe says more awareness needs to be raised on waste management.
How can I go, use my litter regulation and find someone on the street for throwing a piece of paper if I have not taken the responsibility to raise awareness and responsibility and accountability in the minds of the citizenry?
Meanwhile, the local government ministry was allocated more than $1 million to beautify towns and cities in the new financial year. Pranita Prakash, FBC News.
And that's business for tonight. Jamie joins you now with sports.
Thank you, Rachel, and good evening. Up ahead in sports, Dhuvu under-18 taking all the help it can get ahead of Dean's semi-final. And a slow start for Vijay Singh at the Fiji International. This and more coming up.
Hi, I'm Jyotishma. I'm from Singatoka. I love listening to Mirchi FM. Mirchi FM is hot.
Mirchi FM is #1.
I'm Charlene Robert. Mirchi FM rocks in Lambasa.
I'm Soname Nasori Jackson. Mirchi FM is hot.
My name is Raymond Dutt. I'm in Baba Singh Alliance. Mirchi FM is hot in Lambasa.
I'm Pritika from Jax Nasori. I love listening to Mirchi FM here in Nasori. Mirchi FM is hot.
Mirchi FM, it's hot.
Former Fiji Rugby Union Development Officer Frank Boiver has been helping the Dhuvu College under-18 team prepare for the Dean's semi-final against Maris Brothers High School this Saturday. The side is also receiving assistance from Nandranga rugby officials as they target qualification for their first Super Dean's final. Vaishnav Prasad reports.
Keeping a close watch on the Dhuvu College under-18 side, Frank Boive is polishing up on their set pieces before the semi-final. The school has been roping in all the needed assistance to help them win the Dean's title this year.
Nandranga Rugby Union has proven itself a lot to the Dhuvu College under-18 rugby team. Technically, they have been helping out.
These players are still bleeding after their semi-final loss to Ratukandavu Levu School in the same competition last year.
We have a couple of players, 4 players who have played against RKS last year, but most of the boys are under 16 last year.
Training in the backyard of the local giants Nandranga, the coaches believe players are in tip-top condition to take on Maris in the semi-final.
Supposed to be at the highest level of performance. As for us as SNC coach, we know this as a big performance in rugby.
The Singatoka Bay School has left no stone unturned in its preparation. They believe it's this year or never for them. Vaishnav Prasad, FBC Sports.
Forget the World Cup, refocus and reset your goals. This was Waisile Serevi's message for the Fiji 7th side after its 4th place finish at the World Cup last month. Serevi, who is in the country to attend a seminar hosted by the University of the South Pacific, thanked the team for its hard work and dedication, but also shared his thoughts on how they could improve. Stella Taoi reports.
Sevens legend Waisile Serevi believes the Fiji team lacks consistency.
New Zealand were hungrier, and I thought that we were not hungry enough to try and to win the World Cup.
Serevi, a member of the World Rugby Hall of Fame, believes the national side needs to work on a few things to improve their performance in the next season.
That they have been playing well. So the key thing is they need to figure out how to finish games and how to come out firing. That's what I think they're missing out at the moment after watching them play.
Meanwhile, former All Black Sevens playmaker Rocky Khan commended efforts of our national team, adding Sevens rugby is always anyone's game.
Yeah, we know what Fiji can do. We saw glimpses of that in the World Cup, and we know what New Zealand can do as well. And we're quite fortunate enough that the New Zealand boys pulled it through on the last day.
Serevi and Khan were invited as guest speakers at a seminar on Rugby for Change hosted by USP. Stella Taoi, FBC Sports.
The Get Into Rugby Plus program was launched today with the aim of using rugby to combat violence against women and girls and promote gender equality. The initiative will be implemented through a new agreement between Oceania Rugby and UN Women Fiji, starting with pilot testing of the new program for girls and boys keen to play the sport. Meli Tavanga reports.
Oceania Rugby General Manager Bruce Cook says the program will create highly skilled rugby coaches who can provide a safe, equal and inclusive environment for boys and girls in rugby.
Coaches to teach both the game as well as life skill activities and be leaders and role players of young players.
The program will also ensure that more holistic coaches are developed, which optimistically will be the new normal look to the future.
And as the father of a rugby playing daughter, I strongly praise the various parties in this initiative.
A participant who is a teacher at St. Joseph the Worker Primary School in Akasi says the program helps nurture students' behavior in school.
To promote respect within the school, within their homes, out in the community. And we've also seen a lot of improvements in the academic and also in the behavior and attitude in school.
The initiative is co-funded by Oceania Rugby through Rugby Australia to better understand the barriers to sports for women and girls while addressing violence against women at all levels of society, from communities to the global stage. Meli Tavanga, FBC Sports.
Vijay Singh made a poor start on day one of the Fiji International at the Natandola Bay Golf Course in Singatoka today. Singh finished the first round at 4 over par, having shot 2 birdies and 4 bogeys, ending today in 78th place. Meanwhile, Australian Nick Cullen currently tops the leaderboard, finishing with 5 under 72. In today's play of the day, it was all drama in the Washington Tennis Open as Benoit Paire caused quite a racket at the City Open, repeatedly spiking and throwing his equipment until the crowd booed him off the court. That's it from sports tonight. Catch Angie later on with weather, and in the world of the weird and the wonderful, we'll take you on a short visit to Paris, made in China. That's coming up.
Narang gole senya, Obama kita nakas, dorong bina kape on radio Fijuan nandong ibit.
Ayaw benyana, kita barong on radio Fijuan nandong ibisi hingi ngatoka.
Gue alo ilaisa ngatoka, rong bina na heramakawa ina radio Fijuan ngatoka.
Radio Fijuan nandong ibiti.
In tonight's new media, we give you a few hints on how to download videos and music before you travel. And it's weather time now with Angie.
Hello there and welcome to the Weather World. The sunshine is totally marveling the country, though morning bit had an overcast start. More so, the weekend is nearing, the weather is looking great for now. What else can we wish for? Taking a look in the west, it was another great spell of sunshine. Eastwards from Peck Harbour to Suva, more of the great sunshine covered as well. Humidity level was a bit up. And up north, very warm, clear blue skies were compact throughout the day. At sea, Easterly winds 10 to 15 knots with moderate to rough seas. For the tides, high tide at 10:17 p.m. with low tide at 4:12 a.m. Sunrise at 6:33. For tomorrow, we might get early morning showers, but that will clear as we get to the break of the day. Tomorrow's temps, the Babasinga Lines town will be the hottest at 29 degrees. And looking further on to Saturday, more great sunshine coming our way. You can start planning your sunny days from now. And that's all from the FBC Weather World. Jackie.
Thanks so much for that, Angie. In Fiji on Pulse tonight, we asked, with the increased plastic bag levy, will you continue to use plastic bags or use reusable bags?
Reusable, because once you use it, you can use it again. Unlike plastic bags, use it because after using it, you'll carelessly dump it and might affect marine resources and oceans.
I think it's a good idea for us to bring our own shopping bags or plastics from home.
I will not use plastics, but I'll bring bags from my home.
Basically, it's environmentally friendly and yeah, make Fiji a better place.
In the world of the weird and the wonderful, did you know China has its own French capital? Recapping the main stories for tonight, President has power to set election date. PAFCO workers claim unfair working conditions, and Grace Road operations continue despite founder's arrest. Now for these stories and others, you can tune in daily to our sister radio station Gold FM. To our poll question segment this week, we're asking, should those caught drunk driving have their licenses taken away indefinitely? Visit our FBC website to answer. Before we go, our shot of the day sent in by Makireta Sheikh Turukawa. Just a normal day on the job for some, the Fiji International being captured on camera and ensuring the photographer has the right angle means getting down and low on the greens. Remember, you can send us newsworthy pictures and videos on email fbcnews@fbc.com.fj or share it with us via Facebook page, FBC News. You can also follow and tweet us your news tips at FBC_news or simply hashtag FBC News. That was the FBC News for tonight. From the team and I, stay safe. Good night.
मैं नवनीत नंद नंबुआ लुम्बुआ से जैसे फ्रेंडी नोट मशहूर है वैसे रेडियो फीजी 2 भी सभी जगह मशहूर है। रेडियो फीजी 2 देश की धड़कन।
सीमा नकाशी से मैं रेडियो फीजी 2 पसंद करती हूँ सुनने के लिए। रेडियो फीजी 2 देश की धड़कन।
मैं हूँ अंकल किंग सिंगाटोका टाउन के टैक्सी ड्राइवर। जैसे रग्बी फेमस है वैसे रेडियो फीजी 2 फेमस है।
रेडियो फीजी 2 देश की धड़कन।